be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that surfeiting, the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again! It had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ears like a sweet sound that breathes upon the bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough! No more! 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love. How quick and fresh thou art, that, notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea, not enters there, of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price. Even in a minute, so full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What Valentine?
The heart?
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. When mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires like fell and cruel hounds ere since pursue me. What news of her?
So please, my lord, I might not be a man, but from her handmaid, do return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years heat, should not behold her face at ample view. But like a cloistress, she will veil walk and water once a day her chamber round with eye-offending brine. All of this to season a brother's dead love, which she will keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame to pay a debt of love but to a brother. How will she love when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live in her? When liver, brain, heart, these sovereign thrones are all supplied and filled her sweet perfection with one self king? Ooh. Ooh. Away, away before me to sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich with when canopied with bowers. Yeah, go, go, flowers.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, sailors?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you, hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope, both teaching him the practice to a strong mass that lived upon the sea, where, like Orion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
For saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfolded to my hope, where to thy speech serves for authority the like of him. Knowst thou this country?
Aye, madam. Well, for I was bred and born, not 3 hours traveled from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is the name?
Orsino.
Orsino! I've heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago, I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know, what great ones do the less were proud of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count, that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who surely also died, for whose dear love They say she hath abjured the company in sight of men.
Oh, that I served that lady and might not be delivered to the world till I had made my own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, because she would admit no kind of suit. No, not even the Duke's.
There is a fair behavior in thee, Captain. And though that nature with a beauteous wall doth off close and pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am, and be my aid for such a disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this Duke. Thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worth his service. What else may hap to time I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, then let my eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
Oh, what a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus. I'm sure carries an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Why, let her accept before accepted.
But you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
I'm fine. I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And they be not, let them hang themselves in their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night to be her wooer?
Oh, Sir Andrew Aquachick.
Ah, he.
Well, he's as tall a man as any in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Ah, but he'll have but a year in these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Aye, that you'll say so. He plays the Valdiagan boys and speaks 3 or 4 languages, word for word, without book. And hath a good gift of nature.
He hath indeed, almost natural. For besides that, he's a fool, a great quarreler. And but that he hath a gift of coward to ally the guest of he hath quarreling. 'Tis thou among the prudest. He would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say of so of him. Who are they?
They that add moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
Well, drinking healths to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there's a passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a coistrel that will not drink to my niece till his brains turn old toe the parish top. What wench? Castellano Fogo! For here comes Andrew Cheeks now.
Sir Toby Belch! How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Oh, bless you, fair shrew.
You too, sir.
What's that?
Oh, my niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost us in front of her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I will not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
And now let her part so. Sir Andrew, thou mightest never draw sword again.
On you part so, mistress, I would never draw my sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have you not by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you bring your hand to a buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
A dry, sir?
Why, I think so. But I am not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir?
Are you full of them?
Ah, sir, I have them at my fingers' ends. Marry now, and I'll let go of your hand. I am barren.
Oh, night, thou lackest a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think. Unless you see canary put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But I am a great eater of beef. And I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, my dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or do not? I would, had I bestowed that time in the tongues that I have in fencing and dancing and bear baiting. Oh, had I but followed the odds. Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4-1 she'll none of me. The Count himself here hard woos by her.
She'll none of the count, shall not match above her degree, neither in estate, years, nor wit. I have heard her swear to it. There's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masque and revels, sometimes all together.
And thou good at these kickshaws this night?
As any man in Illyria, whatsoever he be, under the degree of my betters, and yet I would not compare with an old man.
Well, what is thy excellence in a galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
And I can cut a mutton to it.
And I think I have the back trick simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Well, wherefore are these things hid? Wherefore have these gifts a curtain before? Are they like to take to dust, like mistress's mouse picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a coranto? Why, my very walk should be a jig. I would not so much as make water, but a syncopace. What dost thou mean? Is it world of virtues in? I did think, by the excellence of thy leg, it was formed under the star of galliard.
It is strong, and it does indifferent well in a flame-colored stock. Shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else? We're not born under the Taurus.
Taurus! That's sides and hot.
No, sir, it is legs and thighs. Let me see the caper. Higher. Excellent.
If the Duke continues these favors towards you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humor or my negligence that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconsistent, sir, in his favors?
No, believe me.
I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Who saw Cesario? Ho!
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Oh. Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowst no less but all. I have unclasped to thee the book even in my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have attendance. Audience!
Sure, my noble lord. If she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she will never admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds. Rather make an unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in nuncios of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it! For they shall yet belie thy happy years, that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and robust. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative of a woman's part. I know thy consolation is right apt for this affair. Some 4 or 5 attend him, all if you will. For I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortunes thine.
To your lady. Get a barful slice, where I woo myself would be his wife.
God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellows? Take away the lady.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Good Madonna! Give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think of you, this fool? Malvolio, doth he not bend?
Yes, and shall due to the pains of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise, doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for 2 pence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that has no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he is out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest. I take these wise men that crow so with these set kind of fools no better than fools' zannies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste for the distemperate appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and free of disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bolts. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue thee with leasing, for thou speakest well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desire to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, isn't it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man and well attended.
Who of my people hold him delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madmen. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be suit from the Count, I am sick or not at home, what you will, to dismiss it. By mine honor, half drunk, what is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman? What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman. Here plago these pickle herring. How now, so?
Good Sir Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery. I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Hi, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil, and he will, I care not. Give me faith, say I will wait. It is all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool. The second mads him, and a third drowns him.
Good vow and seek the crowner, and let him sit, oh my cuz, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes it to me to understand so much, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have foreknowledge of that too, and therefore he comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's forfeited it against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so. And he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
A very ill manner? He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage in years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. 'Tis within standing water, between boy and man. He is very well favored, and he speaks very shrewdly. One would think his mother's milk would scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewomen.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me my veil. Thank you. Come throw it over my face. But once more hear Orsinio's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house. What is she?
Speak to me, I shall answer for her. Your will.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn. I am very comfortable, even to the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart, and yet by the very fangs of malice I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain, if you are she, you do usurp yourself, for what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is more like to be fade, I prayed you. Keep it.
I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not that time of moon with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swapper. I am to hull here a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady. Tell me your mind. I am a messenger.
Sure, you have some hideous matter to deliver, when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as fun of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It's here, see. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of context, but we will draw the curtain and show the picture. Look you, sir, such as one I present isn't. Not well done.
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and ebony nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out divers schedule of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will. As item, tulips, indifferent red, item, two brown eyes with legs to them, item, one neck, one chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud, but if you are the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be recompensed, though you were crowned the non-peril of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, a fresh and stainless youth, and voices well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimension in the shape of nature, a gracious person. But yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial, I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why, what would you do?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contemned love, and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Hallow your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more, unless, perchance, you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pain. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love makes his heart of flint that you shall love, and let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. How besworn thou art! Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions, and spirit do give thee full blazon, not too fast. Soft, soft, unless the master were man. How now, even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth. To creep in at mine eyes? What let it be? What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the country's man. He left his ring behind him. What I or not, tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I'm not for him. If that the youth will come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what, in fear to find my eye too great a flatter for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed it must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer, nor that I not go with you?
Oh, by your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore, I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. It were bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me yet know whither you are bound.
No sooth, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I'm willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners the rather to express myself. You must know me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Rodrigo. My father was Sebastian of Messalene, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended? But you, sir, altered that, for some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea, my sister drowned.
Alas the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful. But though I could not with such estimable wonder over far believe that, yet thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir. You're bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill me whom you have recovered, desire it not. Farewell you well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and I am yet so near the manners of my mother, that upon the least occasion where mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there, but come what may, I do adore thee so that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Were you not even now with Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace I have since arrived but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord in desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you never be so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
He took the ring of me. I'll none of it.
Come, sir. You peevishly threw it at her, and her will is that it should be returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it find his that finds it.
No ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me indeed. So much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak and starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring? Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise I see, thou art a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy it is for the proper false in woman's waxen's heart to set their forms. Alas, her frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time! Thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed is to be up betimes, and Delucaloo, Delu. Thou knowest.
Nay, I know not. I do know to be up late is to be up late. Oh, here comes the foolly faith.
How now, my hearts? Do you never see the picture of we three? Pose. Pose. Pose.
Welcome, ass. Now let's have a catch.
By my troth, the fool has an excellent breast. I had rather than 40 shillings had I such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has.
Come on, there's sixpence for you. Let's have a song.
Oh. Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song, a love song.
I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journeys end in lovers' meeting. Every wise man's son doth know what is love, 'tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter, but the calm is still on shore. In delay there lies no plenty, then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's to starve will not endure.
A man for his voice, as I am true light.
A contagious breath.
And contagious effect.
To hear by the nose is to set in contagion, but shall we make the welkin dance indeed? Shall we do that?
Hey.
You are
What a caterwauling do you keep here? If my lady have not called up her steward Malvolio to bid you, to turn you out of doors, never trust me.
My lady's a Catan. We are politicians. Malvolio's a Ramsey, and three merry men do we. Am I not a Cassigenus? Am I not of her blood? Thank you. Valley lady. There dwelt a man in Babylon, lady.
Beshrew me, the knight in admirable fooling.
Aye, he does well enough if he be disposed. And so do I. He does it with better grace, but I do it more natural.
Ooh, it was the 12th day in December.
For the love of God, peace.
My masters, are you mad? Or what are you? Have you no wits, manner, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do ye make an ale house of my lady's house? Do ye squeak out closes and catches without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect, place, persons, nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir. And our catches, snack up.
Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she's nothing allied to your disorters. If you can separate yourself from your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you take your leave of her, she is willing to bid you farewell.
Well, farewell, dear heart, since I must needs be gone.
Nay, good Sir Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
Is it even so?
But I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him a go?
And what if you do?
Shall I bid him a go and spare not?
Oh, no, 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 you dare not.
Oh, the tune. Eli. Art any more than a steward? Dost thou think because thou art virtuous there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yes, by Saint Anne. And ginger shall be hot in the mouth too.
Right. Go, sir, and rub your chains with some crumbs. A scoop of wine, Maria.
Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means to this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by my hand.
Well, go shake your ears.
'Twere as good a deed to drink when a man's a hungry, to challenge him in the field, and then to break promise with him and make him a fool.
Do it, knight, and I'll write the indignation and deliver it by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the counts was today with thy lady, she's much out of quiet for Monsieur Malvolio. Let him alone with me. If I do not gull him into a nayward and make him a common reaction, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us. Tell us something of him.
Mary, sir, sometimes he's kind of a Pruitt.
If I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
Wait, for being a Puritan? Exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it.
Oh, okay.
But I have reason enough.
The devil a Pruitt that he is, or anything consistently but a time pleaser, an affectionate ass that cons state without book and utters it by great swaths, the best persuade of himself, so crammed as he thinks with excellencies, that is his grounds of faith, that all that look on him love him, and on that vice in him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What will thou do?
I will drop in his sway some epsils of love, wherein by the color of his beard and the shape of his leg, the manner of his gat, the exposure of his eyes and forehead and complexion, he shall find himself feeling most personated. I can write very much like my lady, your niece, and on a forgotten day, we can hardly make a distinction in our hands.
Excellent. I smell a device.
Have it in my nose too.
He shall think that the letters that thou wilt drop, that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
Right, my purpose indeed, a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
As I doubt not.
All will be admirable.
Sport lawyer, I warn you, I know my psyche will work on him. I will plant you two and let the fool make a third, where he shall find the letter, observe his concentration of it. For this night to bed and dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Oshun.
Oh, before me, she's a good wench.
She is a beagle, a true bred, and one that adores me.
I was adored once too.
Let's to bed. Thou'st had sent for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a far way out.
Send for money, knight. Thou hast her not. In the end, call me cut.
If I do not, never trust me. Take it how you will.
Come. I'll go burn some sack. 'Tis too late to go to bed now, knight. So come, knight, come.
Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It's a very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon't, young though thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favor that it loves. Has it not, boy?
A little, by your favor.
What kind of woman is't?
Of your complexion.
She is not worth thee then. What years of faith?
About Your years, my lord.
Too old by heaven. Let still the woman take an elder than herself. So wears she to him, so sways she level in her husband's heart. For boy, however we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and worn than woman's are.
Get well, my lord.
Ha ha, then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affections cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas,
Hmm.
that they are so. To die even when they to perfection grow.
Once more, Cesario, give thee yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her, my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands, the parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her. No, tell her I hold as giddily a fortune, but 'tis that miracle in queen of gems that nature pranks her and attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir?
Oh, I cannot be so answered.
Youth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love a great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her. You tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big can hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love can be called appetite. No motion of the liver, but the palate that suffers surfeit, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is as hungry as the sea and can digest as much. Make no compare between the love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
I know.
What dost thou know?
Know well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true apart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man as it might be. Perhaps were I a woman, I should, your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment like a worm in the bud feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy, she sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too. And yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Hey! That's the theme! To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place. Thide no delay. Ah.
Come thy way, Signor Fool.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Wilt thou not be glad to have thy rascally sheep biter come by thy notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know, he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have to bear again, and we will to fool him black and blue. Shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not. It is pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain. How now, my medal of India?
Get ye all three into the box tree. Malvolio's coming down the walk. He has been yonder in the sun, practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him for the love of mockery. I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close, in the name of jest, Loo thou there, throw down the letter, for here comes the trout that must be caught by tickling.
'Tis but fortune, all is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near that should she fancy, it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with more exalted respect than any one else that follows her. What should I think on it?
Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plumes.
Light! I could so beat the rogue.
To be Count Malvolio.
Rogue.
Pistol him, pistol him.
Peace, peace.
There is an example for it. The Lady of Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him.
Oh,
Jezebel.
peace. Shh. Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been married 3 months to her, sitting in my state.
Oh, for a stone bow to hit him in the eye.
Calling my officers about me in a branch velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I've left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone.
Oh, peace, peace.
And then to have the humor of state, and after demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would they should do theirs. To for my kinsman Toby.
Bolts and shackles.
Oh, peace, peace, peace. Now, shh.
7 of my people with obedient start make out for him. I frown while I perchance wind up my watch or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches and curtsies to me.
Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him, thus quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
And does not Toby take you a blow on the lips then?
Saying, cousin Toby, my fortunes have cast me on your niece. Give me the prerogative of speech.
What? What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Out, scab.
Nay, patience, or we break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste your treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
Me, I warrant you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew it was I, for many do call me fool.
What employment do we have here?
Oh, now is the woodcock nearing the gin.
Oh, peace.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. This be her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus make her great P's. It is in contempt of question her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's? Why's that?
To the unknown, this and my good wishes, her very phrases. By your leave, wax soft, and the impression of her liqueur, with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady, to whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Let's see, Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must know. No man must know. What follows the numbers altered? No man must know. If this should be the Malvolio?
Oh, Mary, hang me, Brock.
See, I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucree knife with bloodless strokes my heart doth gore. MOAI doth sway my life.
A fustian riddle.
Excellent, which I say.
MOAI doth sway my life. Nay, but first let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
And with what wing does Daniel checks at it?
I may command where I adore. Why she may command me, I serve her. She is my lady. Why this is evident to any formal capacity that there is no obstruction in this. And the N, what should the alphabetical position pretend? If I could make that resemble something in me. Softly, MOAI.
Oh, I make up that he is now in a cold scent.
Soder will cry upon for all this, though it be as rank as a fox.
Malvolio, why that begins my name.
Did I not say he would work it out? The cur is excellent at faults.
But there's no consonancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Or I'll cudgel him and make him cry, oh.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and you had an eye behind you. You might see more detraction at your heels than fortune before you.
Okay, let's try. MOAI. This simulation is not as the former, and yet to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Here's prose. If this letter fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but not afraid of greatness. Well, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself what thou art like to be. Cast thy humble slow and appear fresh. Be opposite with kinsmen, surely with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into a trick of singletary. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee cross-gartered, I say? Remember, go to thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee steward still, that fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell. She that would alter services with thee. Oh, fortunate the unhappy. Oh, daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will be baffled with Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintances. I will be point, the vice, the very man. I do not now fool myself. To let imagination jade me, for every reason excites me. That my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings, and as of late, she did praise me being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love. And what kind of injunction drives me to these habits of her liking? Oh, thank my stars, I am happy. Oh, I will be strange, stout in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose, but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiling becomes thee well. Therefore, in my presence still smile. Dear my sweet, I prithee. Oh, Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I would do everything that will have me.
Oh, I will not give my part of the sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophy.
I could marry this witch for this device.
Oh, could I too?
Oh, and ask no other dowry with her, but such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Oh, here comes my noble gull catcher.
Will thou set thy foot on my neck?
Oh, mine either.
Oh, shall I play my freedom at trade trip and become thy bond slave?
Be faith, or I either.
Wow, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Nay, but say true, does it work upon him?
Like aquavitae with a midwife.
Well, if you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark this first approach before my lady, he will come to her in yellow stockings, and it's a color she detests, cross garters and fashions she abhors, and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable with her disposition, being addicted to melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gate of Car, thou most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
Save thee, friend. Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed, sir. The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And fool are as like husbands as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. I'm indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, does walk around the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, sir, but the fool should be as oft with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, and now pass upon me. I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
Ooh. Now, Jove, in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I am almost sick for one.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not have it grow on my chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bred, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
I would play Lord Penidaris of Phrygia, sir, to bring a Cressida to Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter, I hope, is not great, sir, begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. My lady is within, sir. I will construe to them whence you come. Who you are and what you would are out of my welkin. I might say element, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons and the time, and like the haggard, track at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art, for folly that he wisely shows is fit. But wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Devant grande, monsieur.
Et vous aussi. Votre, s'il vous plaît.
I hope, sir, you are, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous. You should enter, if you trade beat to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. I mean, she is the list of my voyage.
Taste your legs, sir. Put them into motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean, to go, sir, to enter.
I will answer you with gates and entrance, but we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
Odors. Rain odors. They use some red Kodiak.
My matter hath no voice to your own most pregnant and Bolshevik's ear.
Odors. Pregnant and vouchsafed. I'll get them all three already.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble servant.
What is your name?
Cesario's your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino youth.
He is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bid you never speak of him again. But would you undertake another suit? I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send after the last enchantment you did hear, a ring, in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I. Fear me, you under your hard construction must I sit, to force out on you in a shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honor at the stake and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? The one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hitteth my heart. So let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree of love.
No, not a grise, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why, then methinks it's time to smile again. A world, how apt the poor to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. The clock unbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth. I will not have you, and yet when wit and youth is come to harvest, is alike to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
And westward ho! Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. Do nothing, madam, to my lord by me.
Stay, I prithee, tell me what thou thinkest of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
What a deal of scorn looks beautiful, and contempt and anger of his lip. A murder's guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maid, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so. Then mark all thy pride. nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now arbors to love, like his love.
No faith. I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Venom, give thy reason.
You must yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's serving man than she ever bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
Oh.
This was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slight. Will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
Mm-hmm. She did show favor to the youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jests, fire new from the mint, you should have banged that youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt of either valor or policy.
Hunt me anyway. It must be with valor. For policy, I hate. I had as lief as a brownness as a politician.
Why then build thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me the courts, you, to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no love in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with women that report of valor.
There's no way but this, Sir Andrew.
It.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go. Write in a martial hand, be cursed and brief. Does no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and fun. Of invention. Taunt him and license him ink. If thou think some thrice, it shall not be amiss, and as may lies as will lie in the sheet of paper, although the sheet were big enough for the bed of where in England. Set them down, go about it, and let there be gale enough in thy ink, though thou write with a goose pen, no matter about it.
Where shall I find you?
We'll call thee at the Cabuculo. Go.
Oh, this is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter for him. But you'll not deliver it?
Never trust me, then by all measures, they're on the youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hold them together. For Andrew, if he were opened and you find so much blood in his liver as would clog a foot in a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, bears no visage nor great presage of cruelty.
Look where the youngest friend of 9 comes.
Oh.
If you desire the spleen and will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Young old Malvolio is turned a heathen, a very rendigo, for there is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly can ever believe such impossible passage of grossness. He's in yellow stockings.
Hey, and cross-gartered.
Most villainously, like a pendant that keeps a school in the church. I have dodged him like his murderer. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into lines that are in a new map with the augmentations of the Indies. You have not seen such a thing, 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurtling things at him. I know my lady will strike him, and if she do, he'll smile and take it for great favor.
Come, bring us where he is.
I will not by my will have troubled you, but since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than final steel, did spurn me forth. Not all love to see you, though so much would have drawn one to a longer voyage. But jealousy, what might befall your travel? Being skilless in these parts, which to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, often prove rough and unhospitable. My willing love, by the rather of these arguments of fear set forth in your proceedings.
My kind Antonio, I can make no other answer but thanks and ever thanks. And oft good turns are shoveled off with such uncurrent pay, but were my worth as is my conscience firm, you would find better dealing. So what's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town, or like...
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long tonight, so I pray you let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a sea fight against the Countess galleys, I did some service of such note indeed that were I taken here, it would scarcely be answered.
Be like you slew great number of his people?
The offense is not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of time and quarrel. It might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in repaying what we owed them, which most of our city did for traffic's sake. Only I myself stood out, which for if I be lapsed in this place, I shall pay dearly.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here is my purse. In the south suburbs, in the elevator, is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet whilst you beguile the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town, and there you shall have me.
Okay, but why I your purse?
After your eye shall light upon some toy you have desired to purchase. And your stir, I think, is not for idle market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the elephant.
I do remember.
I have sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is brought more oft than begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is sure possessed.
Why, what's the matter with him? Does he have a rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best have some guard about you if he come. For sure that man is taint with wits.
Go call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady ho-ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering, but what of that? If it pleases the eye of one, it is with me that very true sonnet is, please one and please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. Did come to his hand, and command shall be executed. I think we would know the sweet Roman hand.
Will thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee! Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request, yes, nightingales answer daws.
Why appear with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness, 'twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness,
What sayest thou?
and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee!
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings,
The yellow stockings,
and wish to see thee cross-gartered?
cross-gartered.
Go to thou art made, if thou desires to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of the court, Count Orsino, is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh, now. Oh, ho, do you come near me now? No worse than Sir Toby to look to me? This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me in the letter. Cast thy humble slow, she says. Be opposite with kinsmen, surely with servants. Let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. Put thyself into a trick of singletary. And consequently set down with the manner how, as sad a face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue in the habit of some sir of note, and so forth. I have limed her, but it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away, now let's us this follow be looked to this fellow. Not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything addresses together. Though that no darn, no scruple, no scruple, no obstacle or indriculous or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing. Nothing that can be more between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Oh, well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this. He is to be thanked.
Which way is he? In the name of sanctity, if all the devils of hell be drawn in a little Elysian, himself possessed him. Yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. Here he is. How's it with you, sir?
Go to, peace, peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is with you? What men defy the devil, consider he's an enemy to mankind?
Do you know what you say?
Lay you and speak ill of the devil, how he takes it at heart? Pray God he not bewitched.
Carry his water to the wise woman.
Marry, and it shall be done tomorrow morning. If I live, my lady would not lose him for more than I'll say.
How now, mistress?
Oh, Lord.
Prithee, hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see you move him? Let me alone with him.
No way, but gentleness, gently, gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
Why? How now, my bawcock? How dost thou chuck?
Sir.
I biddy, come with me. What man 'tis that for gravity to play a cherry pit with Satan? Hang him, foul collier.
Get him to say his prayers. Good Sir Toby, get him to pray.
My prayers? Minx.
No, I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
Oh, go kill yourselves. All. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is it possible?
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as improbable fiction.
The very genius has taken the infection of the device, man.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. And my niece is already in a belief that he's mad, so we may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance till our very pastime. Tired of breath, prompt us to have a mercy on him, at which time we will bring the device to a bar and crown thee for finder of madmen. But see.
Oh, more matter for a May morning.
Here's the challenge. Read it. Warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Oh, it's so saucy.
I warrant him, do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not admire, not in thy mind, why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly, but thou liest in thy throat. That is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Ooh, very brief and to exceeding good senseless.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me,
Good.
thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep on the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well and God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself, thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Aguacheek. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot, I'll give it to him.
You may have very fit occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will be by and by depart.
Go, sir, scout for me for him at the corner of the orchard like a bum bailey, so soon as ever thou seest him draw, and as thou drawest near sword horrible, for it comes to pass oft that a terrible oath with a swaggering accent sharply twinged off gives manhood more approbation than ever before itself would have earned him away.
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now, will I deliver this letter for the behavior of the young gentleman gives him out to the of good capacity and breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter, being so exceedingly ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth, and he will find it comes from a cladpole. But, sir, I will deliver this challenge by word of mouth. Upon Sir Agwacheek, a noble report of valor, and drive the gentleman, as I know his youth and aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so fright them both that they will kill one another by the look like cockatrices.
Oh, here he comes with your niece. Give them way till he take leave, and presently after him.
Well, I will meditate the while upon some horrid message for a challenge.
I have said too much unto a heart of stone, and laid my honor to unchary out. There's something in me that reproves my fault, but such a headstrong, potent fault it is, that it but mocks reproof.
With the same behavior that your passion bears goes on my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewelry for me. 'Tis my picture, refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you, and I beseech you come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny? That honor saved may upon asking give.
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have given to you?
Well, I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. A fen like thee may bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
Sir?
That defense thou hast betake thee taught, of what nature the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not, but thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attend thee at the orchard end, dismount thy tuck, be yere in preparation for the assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you from your guard, for your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man with all.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is a knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier and on carpet consideration, but he is a devil in private brawl. Yeah. Souls and bodies hath he divorced three. And his and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none but pangs of death and sepulchre. Hobnob is his word. Give or take it.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that put quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor. Belike this is a man of that quirk.
Sir, no, his indignation devises itself out of a competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall, not to his house, unless you undertake that with me, with as much safety you might answer him. Therefore, on a strip of your sword, stark naked, for metal you must. That's certain, or forswear to iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office as to know of the knight what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Senior fool, Stay you by this gentleman till I return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstances more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing of that wonderful promise to read him by his form, as you are like to him in the proof of his valor. He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him, if I can.
I will be much bound to you for it. I am one that would rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
Why, man, he's a very devil. And I have not seen such fire go. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all. And he gives me the stuck end with it. Such a mortal motion. That is inevitable. And on the answer, he pays you as surely as you feet the ground they step on. They say he has been offensive to the Sophie.
Pox on it. I'll not meddle with him. Mm-mm.
But will you not be pacified? Fool can scarce him, hold him yonder.
Plague on it. And I thought he had been valiant and so cunning in fence. I'd have seen him damned ere I challenged him. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Grey Capulet.
I'll make the motion. Stand here and make a good show. On't this shall end without the perdition of souls. Mary, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I have persuaded him, the youth, a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him, and pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
There's no remedy, sir. He will fight with you for his oath's sake. Marry, and he had better bethought him of his quarrel, and he finds that now scarce to be worth taking of. Therefore, draw for the supportance of his vow. He protests with, he will not hurt you.
Pray God, defend me. A little thing wouldn't make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
Give ground if you see him furious.
Come, Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you. He cannot by the duello avoid it, but he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, that he will not hurt you. So come on to it.
Pray God he keep his oath.
I assure you, 'tis against my will.
Put up your sword. If this young man have done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, for I for him defy you.
You, sir, who are you? What are you?
One, sir, but for his love dares yet to do more than you have heard him say to you he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you. They draw.
Good Sir Toby, hold, here come the officers.
I'll be with you anon.
Hey, sir, take your sword up if you please.
Marry, will I, sir? And for that I promised you I'll be good as my word. He will bear you easily and reigns well.
Tonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir. No jot. I know your favor well. Though now you have no sea cap in your head.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do now? My necessity makes me ask you my purse. It grieves me more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat you of some of that money.
Money, sir, for the fair kindness you have showed me here, and part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Oh, there's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? It's possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Don't tempt my misery, lest that it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses I have done for you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, any taint of vice whose strong and corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves.
Come, sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which me thought did promise most vulnerable, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by. Away.
But oh, how thou an idol prove this God. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature, shame. In nature, there is no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauteous evils are empty trunks overflourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Away with him. Come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such action fly that he believes himself. So do not I. Prove true imagination. Oh, prove true that I, your brother, be now taken for you.
Come hither, knight, come hither. Fool, we'll whisper o'er a couplet or two of sage sauce.
He named Sebastian. I my brother know, yet living in my glass, even such and so in favor was my brother, and he went still in this fashion, color, ornament, for him I imitate. Oh, if the cruel tempests are kind and salt waves fresh in love.
A dishonest, very dishonest paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his trend here in a necessity and denying him. And for his cowardship, ask the fool.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious to it.
I'll after him again and beat him.
Duke, cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's see the event.
I dare lay any money, 'twill be nothing yet.
Will you make me believe that I'm not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Okay, let me be clear of thee.
Well, held out I faith. No, I do not know you, nor am I not sent for you by my lady to bid you come speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor is this not my nose, neither. Oh, nothing that is so is so.
I prithee thee, foolish Greek, depart from me. Okay, there's some money for thee.
Oh.
If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men that give fools money get themselves a good report after 14 years' purchase.
Now, sir, have we met again?
What?
Okay then. Here's for you. Come on.
Why, there's for thee. and there, and that. Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, I'll throw your dagger on the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for 2 pence.
Hold, sir.
Nay, let him alone. I'll find another way to work with him. I'll place an action of battery against him, if there be any man in Illyria. Though I struck him first, it's no matter for it.
Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let go. Come, my young soldier, put up your iron. You are well fleshed, come on.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? Okay, if thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay, then I must have an ounce or two of the Malapert blood from you.
Hold, Toby, on thy life I charge thee, hold.
Madam.
Will it ever be thus? Ungracious wench fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves, where manners ne'er preached, out of my sight. Be not offended, Cesario. Who this be gone! I prithee thee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passion sway, in this civil and thou unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and hear thou how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby mayest smile at this. Thou shalt not choose but go. Do not deny. Bejew his soul for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense and let thee steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I pray thee, would thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so and so be.
Nay, I prithee, put this on. Make him believe thou art Sir Topus the curate. Do it quickly, and I'll call Sir Toby the wildest.
Well, I'll put it on, and I will dissemble myself in't. And I were the first ever dissembled in such a gown.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson.
Bonus dias, Sir Toby. Or as the old hermit of Prague that never saw pen and ink very wittily said to a niece of King Gorboduc, that is. So I, being Master Parson, am Master Parson. For what is that but that, and is but is?
To him, Sir Parson.
What ho, I say! Peace in this prison!
The knave counterfeits well, a good knave.
Who calls there?
Sir Topus, the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Oh, Sir Topus, oh, good Sir Topus, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolic fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topus, never was a man thus wrong, good sir. Sir Topus, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
By thou dishonest Satan! I call thee by the most modest terms, for I am one of those gentle ones that will use the devil himself with courtesy. Sayest thou the house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topus.
Why, it hath bay windows, transparent as barricadoes, and the clear stores towards the south north are as lustrous as ebony. And yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topus. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say, there is no darkness, but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never a man thus abused. I am no more mad than you are. Make the trial of it in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wild fowl?
That the soul of a grandam might happily inhabit a bird.
What thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, in no way approve of his opinion.
Fare thee well.
Oh,
Remain thou still in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras ere I will allow of thy wit, and fear to kill a woodcock, lest thou disposest the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Sir Topus! Sir Topus!
My exquisite Sir Topus.
Nay, I am for all waters.
Thou might have done this without thy gown. He sees you not.
To him in thine own voice, and bring me word how thou findest him. I would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, I would he were. For I am now so far in offense with my niece that I cannot pursue with any safety this sport and upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how thy lady does.
Fool!
My lady is unkind, purdy.
Fool!
Alas, why is she so?
Fool, I say!
Loves another. Who calls? Huh?
Good fool, as ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand. Help me to a candle and pen, ink, and paper. As I am a gentleman, I live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you beside your 5 wits?
Fool, there was never a man so notoriously abused. I am well in my wits. Fool, as art thou.
But as well? Then you are mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise you what you say. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits the heaven restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep and leave thy vain bibble babble.
Sir Topus!
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Who, I, sir? Oh, not I, sir. God be with you, Sir Topus. Mary, amen. I will, sir. I will.
Fool! Fool! Fool, I say!
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am shent for speaking to you.
Good fool, help me to some light and some paper, and I'll tell thee, I am as well within my wits as any man in Illyria.
Well, today you were, sir.
Look, by this hand, I am. Good fool, some ink, paper, and light, and convey that I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever. the bearing of letter did.
I will help you toot. But tell me, true, are you not mad indeed? Or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never believe a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Fool, I requite in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
This is the air. That is the golden sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it. And though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Oh, where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant, and yet there he was, and there I found this credit that he did range to the town and seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service. For though my soul disputes well with my sense that this may be some error, but no madness. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I'm ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with the reason that persuades me to any other trust but that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet, if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, taking back affairs in their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable. Oh, but here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me with this holy man into the chantry by there, before him and underneath this consecrated roof. Plight me full the assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it, whiles you are willing it shall come to note what time we will be celebration keep according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth ever will be true.
Then lead away, good father, and heaven so shine, that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
Ah, I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Why, this is excellent!
By my troth, sir, no. Though it pleases you to be one of my friends.
Oh, thou shalt not be the worse for me. There's gold. There's gold.
But that would be double dealing, sir. I would. Could you make it another?
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Put your brace in your pocket, sir, for this once, and let your flesh and blood obey it.
Ooh. Well, I will be no such sinner to be a double dealer, huh? There's another.
Primo, secundo, tercio is a good play. And the old saying is the third pays for all. The triplet, sir, is a good tripping measure. Or the bells of St. Bennet, sir, may put you in mind. 1, 2, 3.
You can pull no more money out of me at this throw. If you will let your lady know I am here to speak with her and bring her along with you, I may awaken my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again. I go, sir, but I would not have you to think that my desires of having is in the sin of covetousness. But, as you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I will awake it anon.
Yeah.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well, yet I saw it last when it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the phoenix and her froth from Candy. And this is he that did the tiger board. When your young nephew Titus lost his leg here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in private brabble, we did apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas but distraction.
Oh, notable pirate! Thou saltwater thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names that you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess, on basing ground, Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither. That most ingrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouthed did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him and did thereto add. My love, without retention or restraint, all his and dedication. For his sake did I expose myself for his love into the dangers of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset, were being apprehended, his false cousin, not meaning to partake with me in danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing, while one would wink, denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not even half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord. And for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Oh, here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me. But more of that anon. Take him away.
What would my lord? But that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable. Cesario, you do not keep your promise with me.
Madam.
Oh, gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord!
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord is as fat and fulsome to mine ear, as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord.
What? To perverseness? You uncivil lady, whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul, the faithfulest offerings, hath breathed that air devoted tendered. What shall I do, huh?
Even what it pleases, my lord, that shall become him.
Why should I not? I had the heart to do it. Like the Egyptian thief, at point of death, kill what I love. A savage jealousy that sometimes savors nobly. But hear me this. Since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my place in your favor, live you that marble-breasted tyrant still. But in this, your minion, whom I know you love, but this, and whom by heaven I swear I tender dearly, him I will tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, son, with me. My thoughts are ripe with mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite a raven within a dove.
And I, most jocund, apt and willingly to do you rest 1,000 deaths with thy.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love more than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all mores than e'er shall I love wife. If I do feign, you witnesses of, punish my life for tainting my love.
I, me detested, how I am beguiled.
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario, my husband, stay.
Husband?
Aye, husband. Can he deny that?
Oh, her husband, Sarah.
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the basis of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as thou fearest. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee, by thy reverence, here to unfold, though lately we intended, to keep the darkness what occasion now reveals, before this ripe. What thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
Yes. A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy closed lips, written by interchangement of the ring. In all the ceremony of this compact, it is in my function, by my testimony, since when my watch has told me toward my grave, I have traveled but 2 hours.
Thou dissembling cub. What wilt thy be when time hath sowed a grizzle on thy case? Or will not else thy craft so quickly grow, that thine own trips shall thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her. But direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
Oh, my lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold a little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon, send one presently to Turtobi.
What's the matter?
He has broke my head across and has given Sir Toby a bloody cock. For the love of God, your help. I had rather 40 pounds I wore at home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman? Cesario?
Oh, it's lifeless. Here he is. You broke my head for nothing. And that I did, I was set on by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxswain be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxswain. Here comes Sir Toby, halting. You shall hear more. But if he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, gentlemen? How it's with you? Huh?
That's all one. Has hurt me. Then there's the end on sucks. This I'd see a surgeon sucked.
Oh, he's drunk. Sir Toby an hour agone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
Then he's a rogue. And the passive measure's penine. I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him. Who hath made this havoc with him?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
Will you help? An ass head, and a coxcomb, and a knave, a thin-faced knave. ago.
Get him to bed, and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam, I have hurt your kinsman. But had it been a brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and two persons. A natural perceptive that is and is not.
Oh, Antonio, oh my dear Antonio. Oh, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee.
Ooh.
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in two are not more twin than these two. Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful.
I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister, whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman, what name, what parentage?
Messalene. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed, but am in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman, as the rest goes even? I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. Finished indeed his mortal act, that day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing less to make us happy both but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me till each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump that I am Viola. Which to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. What? All the occurrence of my fortune since hath been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook. But nature in her bias drew in that you would have been contracted to a maid. Nor are you therein by my life deceived. You were betrothed both to a maid and man.
Be not amazed! Right noble in his blood, if this be so, as yet the glass seem true, I shall have some share in this happy wreck. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orbed continent, the fire that severs day from
Give me thy hand. Let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. He upon some action is now endurance in Malvolio suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
He shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. And yet, at last, now I remember. They say, poor gentleman, he's much distract. A most extracting frenzy of mine own. For my embrace clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the stave's end, as well as a man in his case may do. Has here writ a letter to you. I should have given to you today morning, but as a madman's epistles are no gospels, so it skills not much when they are delivered.
Open it and read it.
Look then to be well edified when the fool delivers the madman. By the Lord, man.
How now? Art thou mad?
No, madam. I do but read madness. And your ladyship will have it as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
Prithee, Read I thy right wits.
So I do, Madonna. But to read his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, repent, my princess, and give ear.
Read it, Sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it, that you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induces me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right, or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savors not of distraction.
See him delivered. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to me think as well as a sister as a wife. One shall crown the alliance on't so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service him done, so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding. Since you called me master for so long, here's my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister you are she.
Oh, is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, this same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong, notorious wrong.
Ah.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you peruse that letter, you must now deny is your hand. Right from it. If you can do hand or phrase or say 'tis not your seal, nor your invention. You can say none of this. Well, granted then, and tell me, in the modest of honor, why have you given me such clear lights of favor, bade me come smiling and cross-gartered to you to put on yellow stockings and frown upon Sir Toby and the light of people, and act in this obedient hope? And why have you suffered me to be in prison, kept in the dark house, visited by a priest, and made the most notorious geck and saw their adventured plague? Tell me why.
Yellow stockings.
Class, Malvolio. This is not my writing. Though I confess, much like the character, but out of question, 'tis his Maria's hand. And now I do me think of me. It was she first told me thou was mad, then came in smiling in such forms which were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee. But when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor no brawl to come to the hour I have wondered at. In hope it shall not, most freely I confess. Myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here. Upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her.
Oh.
How with a sportful malice it was followed. may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled thee?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness
Oh.
thrown upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Sir Topaz, sir. But that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. But do you remember? Madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal, and you smile not he's gagged? And thus the whirlgig of time brings in his revenges.
Oh! I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you.
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known in the golden time convent, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come. For so you shall be while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen. Okay.